when we relax our eyes, and this is finally a nice opportunity to relax, be still. And there's nothing to do. It's kind of like drying out. The Buddha gave a nice simile that a wet, sappy log. So you could imagine that there's a log in the water and it's really soaked and sappy because it's been in the water for a long time. And that's similar to us being in the world, like doing things, figuring things out, planning, and we're just, well, I am worn out. And then he gave this simile with meditation, is that at first the log can't catch fire. And that's kind of like a simile for these nice, pleasant, nice states of meditation, these jhana states. But at first, we have to dry out. So sometimes if you're busy and just exhausted and tired, when you close your eyes, I like to think of it sometimes as a time of drying out. And when you dry out, there's nothing to do so that you dry out faster, nothing to figure out. It's just like putting your laundry outside in the sun. You just have to wait. But the waiting needs to be careful, because if the mind keeps doing, thinking, planning, worrying, then it's getting more wet, like those wet sappy log is getting more wet. We have to be really still, and that counts as our drying out time. So when you sit, you can just relax and be with the sounds. Notice the feelings in your body, the condition of your mind. Taking in this moment. You can notice the sounds, the rustling, the birds, and maybe even the general state of your body. If it's worn out, tired, if it has food in it, whatever state, we're practicing being and listening to our body and mind without talking about it or butting in. And you notice when the mind is still, the energy comes up. It's like a rechargeable battery. If you plug it in, it slowly gets recharged. And it's the same with the mind. If you stop draining the mind with mental reactions, even reactions, like I like this, I don't like this, or it should be like that, like all this mental blah blah, if we just stop that and are just present and be, we notice the quality, the condition of the minds, the texture starts to change all by itself. It slowly starts to wake up more, becomes more content and more enjoyable to be with. And we don't make it happen. It's not through will, it's by stopping doing, by giving up, knowing that this is just part of nature. It's not based on our control. When we leave the mind alone, this is what happens. It slowly starts to recharge, dry out, our laundry drying out, the wet sappy log. And being patient, trusting the process. It's not up to you. It's part of nature. It's a natural process. And once the mind starts to clear up more and feeling more spacious, at ease, more clear, we can be more diligent in not allowing the mind to wander off. And it's easier to do that if we're aware of something. So normally we scan the attention through the body, but I think my mind was so exhausted today that I just needed to spend some time being, just being. But for the mind to go even deeper in the sense of more stuff vanishing, more simplicity, towards more simplicity, rather than being aware of many things, sounds, touches in the body, sensations, feelings, there's a lot of things that we can be aware of in this present moment. We're allowing that to even simplify. We're allowing more things to vanish. And through this more deeper path of vanishing, then we uncover more truths about the nature of the mind and also more of that peace and freedom. So by scanning your attention through the body, it's a method to allow more simplicity. So you can notice the sensations in your toes. I mean, if there's birds, that's okay, but we're interested now in the body and in the toes. Being interested in the sensations in the toes. And ball of the foot. Heel, ankle, going up the calves, knees, thighs, bum in contact with the seat and tummy. See what's happening, being interested in the sensations. And it's all different. We have to have the courage to let go and abandon these thoughts, because that feeds the ego, and that's endless. We can never find peace and freedom if we keep that pleasure of thinking. We have to abandon that to have a deeper form of pleasure, of happiness, contentment. Being aware of the tummy and allowing it, giving it some kindness. Being aware of the back, the shoulders, being aware of the back, spine, shoulders, appreciating letting go, simplicity, less dropping burdens. Everything we're carrying is a burden. Once we notice and recognize it's heavy, then the mind lets go. Mind lets go when it notices what we're carrying is a burden. And being aware of the shoulders, going through the arms, elbows, hands, fingers. Neck. Going through the face, noticing if there's any tension in the face, and just allowing it to relax. Allowing all the activity in your brain to relax. And you can notice your breathing. Noticing, are you breathing in and breathing out? And being interested, noticing how breathing is experienced. And don't interrupt how breathing's presented with thoughts and selfing, the thinking that just wants to say, here I am. knowing of the breathing is too subtle, we can be aware of counting or saying a word along with the breathing, such as breathing in 1 and breathing out 1, breathing in 2, breathing out 2, or breathing in peace, breathing out relax. So what we're aware of is knowing whether we're breathing in or breathing out. And the word is in the background, just to anchor and substitute if there's thinking still with just one thought, the word. Being committed to the practice, because this leads to the mind fundamentally changing, releasing, becoming more powerful, clear. We're just doing it. Well, not doing, because it's a non-doing. It's a being still, being, not doing. And there's a gradual, step by step. And remembering just limiting, being aware of just the breathing is starving the ego. But it's the only way for freedom. And that's where the courage lies, is the courage to allow the sense of self to vanish. And we're doing that through this gradual, step-by-step simplification. And starving the ego from its nutrients. And the nutrients is thinking, commenting. And Buddha said the 5 hindrances fuel delusion, the delusion of self. Wanting, not wanting, restlessness, all these things. So it takes courage, going into inner space through stillness. Noticing and appreciating the emptiness of a moment, like emptiness of thoughts or just simplification of less stuff in the mind. Appreciating the profundity, beauty, and well-being that it brings. Like a mental health and wellness. appreciating inner silence. And once the mind is more clean and serene, if you bring up an intention of friendliness and radiate it out in all directions, you can feel the effect it has on the mind, like the warmth, the safety it brings, the softness of the mind. And noticing, having the courage to stop and tasting the inner peace and freedom. And the awareness of breathing becomes more pleasant. Nothing to do but mindfully being aware of the breathing with kindness, softness, gentleness. close to the end of the sit, noticing the relief, just tasting and appreciating. This is so much better. The relief. Ease. All these words are just pointing to this taste of freedom, this peace. All these words are just pointers. It's like menu and the meal. What you actually eat isn't the words. The words are just pointing. And you know how it happened. Cause and effect, just sitting and being truly present means not creating, not concocting, running away, fabricating. It's stopping all of that. Just pretend there's no self. So all this comes from delusion of self. Pretend there's no ego, no you. And there's nothing. And it's so lovely. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.